And the Tonic Man rides again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the call. Not that the Tonic Man has to ride again. We had a pretty good Tonic Man last week, holding court, so to speak. Lenny did a bang-up job on the presentation. You know, I listened to that call later on, and I concentrated on what Lenny said, and I realized that although we both and everyone is talking about the same thing, the JC Tonic and the wonderful actions and reactions that people have, it's from a different perspective that I speak as compared to the perspective that Lenny or any of you may speak to it. Because I never went through that ill health that Lenny went through. I mean, he almost died. I mean, he was sent home to die. So I didn't live through that. And I think that makes a big difference when you hear it from his perspective. I mean, if you hear a story about someone's ill health that is, well, some people are borderline ready for the pine box before we get to them with the JC. Many, thousands of people are still alive today, probably because of it, because it changed the health issues. And again, as our disclaimer states very strongly, we cure nothing. We do not want to say we cure or diagnose or treat. We don't want to say it because we don't do that. This is not what the JC Tonic does. And for, of course, the new folks on the call tonight and people listening to this call for the first time, maybe through email or calling the recorded number, you may think, wow, if I have this health issue, this is going to cure me. But it's not the principle, and that's not how it works. And there is no limit to how many times we have to repeat that so that people make sure they never say that to someone when they're making a presentation. Because if you have high sugar level in your blood, and all of a sudden after drinking JC Tonic for a time, it's lower, it's not the tonic that actually went and got rid of the sugar. It's the body functions that balance the sugar levels in the blood that kicked in and started to work again, thereby bringing down the sugar levels. And that's the same for every single health issue. Because remember, what's that famous word? Balance. Balance. Remember, if your tires on your car are not balanced, it's going to shimmy, shake, rock, and roll. I mean, you can't drive without wrecking the car. Well, what we're doing is we're driving with our bodies that have their wheels out of balance and need an alignment. And when you continue doing that, it continuously wrecks the car. It makes everything in the car worse and worse. Sure, you can drive a few miles with those out of balance, non-aligned tires until you get to somewhere to have it repaired. But if you don't, and you leave it like that, then something else is going to start to shake and shimmy. And then something else is going to get out of balance. And before you know it, there'll be a number of things on your automobile that are out of balance and maybe too late to repair. It's the same with the body. And that's what we do. As soon as we start to get out of balance, we know it because we start to feel a little out of sorts. We say, oh, I feel out of sorts. I don't feel good. Little things. And then it gets a little worse and a little worse. And finally, one day you say, this is really bothering me. I better go and see a doctor. But by then, not only that, but a whole pile of other things in the body started to get out of balance. And what the tonic does is it brings back that balance. That's all it does. Nothing else. It doesn't go in and attack the sugar. It doesn't go into a joint and attack the joint and get rid of the arthritis. If you have arthritis and it gets better and better and better after you drink more and more JC Tonic, it's because the body is starting to be able to do its job again that it used to do before you had that joint pain or the sugar levels or the blood pressure levels that are not correct or whatever the skin problem. Every single thing in the body is because something is out of balance. Remember, they call all the ill health issues disease, dis-ease, no longer at ease. That's where the word comes from, dis-ease. And they label everything a disease because it means that you're no longer at ease. Your joint is no longer working the way it was. The blood sugar is no longer correct and so on. So if you can do something, anything, it doesn't matter what you do. Change your diet. Eat whatever you want. Any which way you can do it. Exercise till you're... it doesn't matter. Anything you do to bring your body back into balance will do the trick. Trouble is, when your body is really wrecked and you're on 13 different medications because this isn't working and your thyroid's out and your this is out and the liver isn't then and the gallbladder's not working and you know they start cutting body parts out and so on. They say, oh, you can cut a thyroid and you're fine, take this medication. Sorry, that's just, yeah, you'll live and you can take the medication. But the thyroid is like such an important gland, if not the most important one, and it regulates so many other things. So if it's not there, those other parts of the body are starting to want and starting to be affected negatively. And little by little, they will start to go out of balance as well. So balance is the word, it's the key word, and it's what this JC Tonic does when it gets into your body. It starts right away getting into every nook and cranny and starts the process. And sometimes folks get a much faster result, and some takes a little longer. All you folks on the call for the very first time, if you haven't heard any of this before, don't worry about it. We repeat it from time to time. The more we repeat it, the more people understand. And when you're talking to someone about using the JC Tonic, make sure that you tell them this is how it works. To be patient. If they take 1 or 2 ounces and expect a day to change tonight, ain't going to happen. But if they're patient and take it regularly, little by little, the body starts to move in the right direction. Now, sometimes the road back is really, really long and torturous. Other times it's much more, it's much quicker. Remember, whatever you suffer of, when you go to the doctor for the very first time because you suffer of anything, doesn't matter what it does, that didn't happen 2 days before you decided to go to the doctor. That started to happen 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 years ago, maybe even longer. Little by little, just like that wheel that gets out of alignment on your car. It doesn't happen all of a sudden that the wheel is wobbling. But if you let it go long enough, it'll start to really wobble. So you feel in the car there's something wrong. The car pulls a bit to one side or a bit to the other side, or you notice the tire is worn on one side, inside, outside, whatever it is. And that's the indication, that's the sign that it's starting to get out of alignment. Well, it's the same with the body. When you start feeling that at the beginning, 20 years ago, that things are not exactly right, and you wait 5, 10, 15, 20 years until it's a crisis before you go and be attended to, not the way to do it. So in the case of the tonic, I don't know what Lenny knows, because Lenny didn't have it when he was ill and he got more and more ill, and his body fell apart and was terribly out of balance. Everything, his skin, his this, his that, his eyesight, and nothing worked for him because everything everybody was giving him was either organ-specific or system-specific. So they said, well, you have a skin problem. Here, put some cream on. But a skin problem is not an outside problem. It ends up to be, but it's an inside problem. Something is out of balance, and all of a sudden the body can't do certain chemical changes and reactions, and all of a sudden the body cannot stop the toxins going to the skin, and some kind of a skin problem arises, or anything else. So it's important to know that somebody like me, or you've heard a lot of people on the call in the last number of months who have said they've been on the JC for 10, 20, 30 years. Even Lenny, he's been on it 20 years. But now he's a picture of health. It's more than a picture of health. He looks younger than his years. He acts younger. He feels younger. He's got more energy. But that's not just him. That's anybody who gets on this and stays with it, because it has the ability to maintain that body, and slowly it brings it back into balance. And then if you keep drinking the tonic for the duration until you do hit the pine box, you'll be smiling when you get into the pine box, because you'll have had a great life going up into the sunset years. That's what's happening to me. That's what's happening to many others who are in their 80s now and don't go to doctors anymore, don't get colds, have energy, still working, still happy, still, not stressed out and not depressed. But look around you at all the people. Everybody's depressed, everybody's angry, everybody is impatient. I mean, boy, do these people need the JC. So get going, gang. Get going. Get out there. Get this into their hands. Holy smokes. Okay, so on to the next topic, which, by the way, I have to mention, and I'll ask maybe Lenny to come in a little later on in the call to say a word, but his guest last week, Christy, spoke about Helena, and Helena is a really magnificent whole body anti-age skin rejuvenator, and that again is because it has properties not only to soften the skin but penetrate the skin. Those tonic herbs that are so good for the inside of the body are also so good for the outside of the body. And so we do not give it enough of its time, and it should have it, and I'm glad Christy really went into it. And, she talked from the point of view of everybody. That's the way people think, exactly what she did. Well, I got this product, I should use it, or it's expensive, it must be good, and so on and so on, or did they change it and new and improved? She went into all those things. And I'm listening to that, and I'm thinking, heck, that's exactly what every woman I've ever heard has said. So direct all your women friends and you women on the call to get yourself some and start the process. And look, every new order still gets a 1 ounce sample bottle. Take that sample bottle and don't hog it to yourself. Keep it in your handbag, and when you meet a pal, you say, hey, Mary, give me your hand. You just squirt a little bit on the back of her hand and tell her to rub it in. I guarantee you, she may be rushing around, she may be at the water cooler, she may be in the lunchroom, she may be wherever she's going, rushing. I guarantee you she is going to call you and say, what the heck is this? Because her skin on that hand will have changed in no time. Enough for her to say, holy smokes, and she's going to keep touching it and see that it penetrated, it's dry, it's not greasy, and the skin feels good and smooth. That would be a great item to introduce. So a lot of people have a 4 ounce bottle in their handbag, and they do the same thing. Squirt a little pump on the back of someone's hand, let them rub it in, and let them tell you, holy cow, what's going on? This is really great. And when they learn that it's a whole body skin rejuvenator they can use on their face, under their eyelids, on the forehead, they're going to start seeing the creases disappear. They're going to start feeling better, more radiant, more glowing. And in general, their skin is going to become much, much healthier. Let me tell you, everybody in this country needs that as well as the JC Tonic inside. So if you have not heard that, it was sent out in the last email message to all of you last Thursday. So it's in your mailbox. Go and listen to it and use it to share with all your women friends, which in some cases for some of you may be easier than trying to talk about the JC Tonic. So people are always looking for something to improve their skin, and especially as we get older. So use it for all it's worth, and that little sample bottle is available in sample bottles. You can order a few of them and have them. Either always squirt somebody, and the men too. As Lenny said, he uses it. I use it. Most men that know about it use it. A lot of people who have been on this call, men and women, are using it on a regular basis, and again, swear by it. So it's a really, really incredible skin rejuvenator. So moving on, I wanted to just tack a little bit on what I was saying before. I want you to go out and please make an effort to get people to start drinking the JC. You're going to do them the biggest favor in their life. If you are getting results, and you're all getting results. Whoever drinks it gets results. When you're getting these remarkable results, why are you so mean and you don't tell anybody? Why are you hogging it to yourself? They need it as badly as you. In some cases, more than you. So if you have had the good fortune to have someone speak to you and now you're using the JC Tonic and getting the kind of results that people have been getting for 75 plus years, don't you think that the least you could do is talk to one person every day? I mean, I'm not asking you to go out and put a soapbox up in Hyde Park and make a proclamation. Talk to one person every day. What does your voice message say when a person calls you and you're not home? Probably it says, "Hi, it's Mary, and this is I'm out. Call me, and I'll call back." Or some don't say anything. It just goes to voicemail. It's the automatic operator. What an opportunity to put a personal message on, something like, "Holy smokes, I just discovered the most incredible skin rejuvenator I've ever heard. I'm not in now. Leave me a message." I guarantee you when the person calls back, they're going to say, "Mary, what are you jibber-jabbering about? What was that all about?" Have some fun with this as well. You can do it with the Helena, or you can do it with the JC Tonic. And you make people curious to want to ask you. What an easy way, inexpensive, actually downright cheap because it doesn't cost you anything, to put a message on, and that opens up the conversation to anybody and everybody that calls you. And it doesn't matter who. If it's the person trying to sell you some new doors or windows, they're even going to say, "I didn't get that message. What was it?" "Oh, I was just kidding around. This skin rejuvenator that has made my skin 20 years younger." You never know. That person might have crummy skin and has just been waiting for someone like you to say something like that. And all of a sudden, instead of you buying doors and windows, you're selling them some Helena and JC Tonic. Right? Easy as pie. To make it even easier, if you have not given us your mobile number, what are you waiting for? We need the mobile number because now we text. and we can text things to you so you don't have to go to your email and search around and find it and listen to it and wait till you get home on your computer and so on. And we just tried something. This past week I talked to a fellow for the first time, and he said that, I said, what are your health issues? He said, oh my good Lord. He said, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, the usual, what everybody says. And he said, you think it'll work for that? I said, of course. And what we did is we sent the testimonials from our conference call. We call them snippets. We've taken out only the really outstanding parts of a person's testimonial. Not that, I met my friend last year and she talked to me about the tonic and I thought, oh, well, and then maybe now I decided to take it. Not that part. That part we leave in the conference call when we email it to you. But we take out just the part where that person will say, oh, my good Lord, I drank this stuff, I got energy, that part. So that's called a snippet, and they are on our SoundCloud where you can go and access them. But what I did this week is we just text to that person's phone number 3 or 4 of those snippets. So they get the disclaimer and then 3 or 4 snippets. So there's a snippet in there. Oh, yeah, one other thing was, I think, neuropathy or something. So we sent one of each of the 3 or 4 different health issues to the person's phone. What you should do is make sure that we have your phone number, your mobile number, and you can text it in. Now, I'm going to give you the number, jot it down, or you can listen to this call on your email on Thursday, and you can get it there, but it's 702-482-5290. Text us your mobile number to make sure your account has it as the primary number. And text us at the same time what health issue you want to hear. Either one of your own or something that you want to talk to a friend about. If Mary, your friend, has high sugar levels, tell us that, and we'll send you one like that. And we'll send it to your phone, and when you go and hook up with Mary the next time, just click and say, listen to this, Mary. I guarantee you Mary's going to want to know more. Then you can send them to the website. Then you can send them the email with the SoundCloud, and they can listen for the next 40 years. We have so many success stories. But not until you get their curiosity. And the way to get it these days is this way. Everybody texts. Everybody jumps on their phone as soon as they get a text. And most people reply right away because it only takes seconds. And it's done and it's out of the way. It's not like an email. You have to sit down, oh, what will I write? And then I think, and then I write, and then I didn't write it properly, and then I have to go and get an attachment. And, we had to do that, and we did that, and we thought it was really, really great. And it still is when you're able to, and you're organized, and you've got everything at your fingertips. But it's a lot easier and quicker and for you to do this with your mobile phone. Or you just call Mary and say, Mary, I'm going to send you a text. Wait till you hear this. And that's it. You just forward it to her email by text. She opens it. There's a little button. Click on it, and she hears the testimonial. Wow. So let me tell you, we're working as fast as we can to get as many as different stories together so we can have a good arsenal for you all to use. So we'll send them out. You keep them on your phone. And if we send one about whatever it is, joint pain, just have it there. And when someone talks about joint pain, you'll scroll through a few of your texts and you'll find it, or organize it on your phone the way you want it so it's easy to come by. and just let them forward it right to their phone, email it to them, not email, text it to them. Okay, so this texting thing, besides our texting service, which you will get an email, text message from time to time announcing this or announcing that, but this individual texting of a success story is really the cat's meow. I mean, let me tell you. So I got it sent to me, and I opened my phone, and it had a few words that said, here are a few of the health issues you spoke to Anthony about. And there it is. Bam, I clicked on one. Holy cow. I was excited. I was curious. I was ready to phone Anthony and ask him, what's this all about? So you can do that easily from your armchair at home. You don't have to move a muscle, just your finger. All right? So there's that. The other thing I'd like to talk to you about is we've been doing this conference call on Sunday nights for years. Is there a better night for people? Would you like to consider changing it to a different night? Maybe you've had a lot of people that would have liked to join the call but couldn't on Sunday for one reason or another. You know, it's a weekend, it's family, it's a lot of times it's church, a lot of times it's end of the week, just need some downtime. A lot of times maybe people travel and come back late Sunday night. There's so many reasons that maybe Sunday is not the best. So text that to us again, 702-482-5290. Text what it would be the best night, the best time. Now, we say night, evening. Much later than this on the East Coast won't do, and much earlier than this on the West Coast may be okay, but you know, if it's during the week at 6 o'clock Pacific time, very few people are off the highway yet with the traffic over there. So you know, try and maybe stay within it, but please tell us what you think, the time and the day of the week, and we may consider changing it to that. Let's have a look. Let's hear what you say. And by the way, when you're talking to somebody who says, "Oh, I can't make it on Sunday," ask them what day would be good for you, because we're changing the day, and you know, maybe the day be, yeah, well, you know what, Thursday is always a good night for me, or whatever. Let us know. We need that feedback. All right? Wow. Let's see. What did I miss? Holy cow. There's a lot of things to consider, folks. And of course, the most important one is always drinking the JC. And of course, during this past year and plus with this virus and taking a toll on everybody, one of the things that it really has taken a toll on is people's attitude, the people's mood, the people's anger, and the people's mental incapacitation. And a lot of that is directly responsible for so many suicides. This is just so sad that a person would take their own life. And even youngsters. Folks, if you get a youngster who is the least bit unhappy or moody or doesn't want to study, doesn't want to go to school, doesn't want to do the homework, please, for the Lord's sake, get them on the JC. Holy cow. Go and read. There's one in particular on our website in written, a youngster, he was like that, and they gave him Ritalin. He was like, got worse. And the folks put him on the tonic, got rid of the Ritalin, grades got better, his attitude got better, everything got better. What are you waiting for? What are you doing, folks? Each of you should have 10 new people a week with what this tonic does and with what's going on in your neighborhood. You don't have to go across the country. Talk to your neighbors. Have you spoken to your neighbor about JC Tonic? Do they even know? Did you even bring it up? I've given you a few ways how to introduce it easily. The best thing, as Lenny said last week, and he said the week before, pounding it into you. Ask them what their health issue is. That's it. As soon as you know what the health issue is, you'll know what to do. In the case of whatever it is, and we have a snippet for you on your mobile phone, to say, Mary, here. And do it right in front of her if you're talking across the fence. Do it right now, and she'll have her phone in her hand, and she'll answer it and let her listen to it right there. I guarantee you her eyes are going to light up. But you have to give it a try. Remember that old thing, I've said it for 25 years. If at first you don't succeed, you try and try and try and try again. You don't stop at the third try. You keep going until you do, until you get success. And as Lenny said to you also last week, the week before, and many times, don't sell. Tell. You just tell the story. The best way is, as I've said, let them listen to these stories. It doesn't come from you. It comes from a third party. It's even easier. You don't have to get into a discussion. You don't have to get into talking about tonic herbs and the this and the that. And all you have to do is tell them about their health issues, that it's worked for many people, and chances are they're going to want to give it a try. Because, again, I keep quoting Lenny, but he was the one that brought this to JC Tonic when the lady that tried to get him, did get him. But on the first 2 tries, he hung up. He said, don't bother me. I've spent all my money. Nothing that I've ever used worked. I'm ill. I'm getting worse. Don't bother me. She called back. He said, I told you, don't bother me. Click. She called back. And before he could hang up, she said, what if it works? Ha ha! This is so good. What if it works? Say that to Mary across the fence when she says, oh, come on. Come on. And you say to her, Mary, what if it works on you? And Mary is going to give it some deep thought because she is miserable and has been for, 10, 20, 40 years with all these problems, or even one of them. And we have seen just too many success stories, folks, that this could be a fluke. This is no fluke. My dad started marketing this, commercializing it in 1943. And he had those kind of stories then. And they've continued over the years. The same stories, just because people get the same illnesses, the same poor health, because of the way we live, because more and more the way we eat. You know, we lived in Quebec City when my dad started this in 1943. And he realized that in the province of Quebec, people tended to be more constipated than in other parts of Canada. And they were because they ate a lot of pork and not many vegetables. It was difficult getting vegetables. They ate carrots and potatoes. Could have done a lot more, but you know how things are and people are, and we do our stuff and we stick with it. So it ended up the Quebecers over the decades, over maybe 50, 100 years, got more and more constipated. So he realized this, and he made the tonic with a little bit of Cascara Sagrada in it for people who are more constipated, and so on. So you tailor things to people, and the person you're talking to across the fence, if they are not sure about it, give them a bottle. Tell them, if it works, you can pay me. If it doesn't work, don't bother. And remember, We have a money-back guarantee still after all these years. If you sell a bottle or get a bottle into someone's hands and they drink at least 1 ounce a day for at least 30 days and they have no positive results of any kind and they want their money back, give it back to them. Tell us about it and we're going to send you another bottle. That guarantee has been there forever, still there. You know what the good news is? No one ever calls for their money back. Isn't that something? Because it doesn't matter who you are. My father figured out that if you drink about 30 ounces and 1 ounce a day, doesn't matter who you are, what you've got, nothing matters. There's enough that's going to get in your body that's going to start to make some changes, some positive changes. They may be minor, they may be negligible, but they will all be something that a person can say, you know what, I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I feel better. That's all you need, because that's the first step. If they start feeling a little better and they continue, things just get better and better and better. So you can invoke that money-back guarantee, but do the other part first. Don't go and say, hey, we have this product, don't worry, if it doesn't work, it's a money-back guarantee. Save that till the very end if you need to. Most people don't even need to bring it up. But if you need to, if the person really says, no, I don't think so, offer them a bottle. We have some of our ambassadors and not even ambassadors, some consumer club members who give bottles to people and say, here, this is going to work for you. All you have to do is make sure that you get their promise to drink a minimum of 1 ounce a day. That's all you need to do. And you follow up. You better call them in a day or two. Did you drink your ounce today? Oh, no, Mary, I forgot. Well, look, it's not going to work. You tell them once again. Be patient with them and let them know that if they drink on a regular basis, something is going to start to happen. And we have people all day long that go through that. All kinds of people call. All kinds of people are experiencing that. Doesn't seem to work for a first week or two. They want to tend to put it aside. You have to be there and talk them through it till they drink the whole body. That's the only thing you really have to do, because once they drank the first bottle, believe me, they're going to want more. So if you give them the bottle, you can either give it to them if you can do the charitable work, if you can afford it, and if it's okay with you, or you can tell them, look, if it worked for you, pay me then. And you will always get positive results. Okay? So there's those things that I wanted to make sure you all hear about and take home and ponder and think on, okay? So upcoming next weekend, of course, is 4th of July, and we want to make sure that everyone is celebrating to the max. Some folks do, some folks don't. Some people light a firecracker, some go and watch the fireworks. Whatever it is that can make this country better, stronger, and more cohesive is what we should be doing. So we're going to basically tell everybody that normally we would take the 4th of July off, and we will, except if our pal Lenny wants to maybe do the call, then he's going to let us know. Lenny, would you *6 and come on in if you can?
I am here.
There he is. There he is.
I've been listening.
The great
Yes,
Lenny.
I will be on Sunday. So those of you who want to join us, I will be on the call.
Okay, there we are. So you've got it, folks.
Yeah.
We are going to send out our email, and we are going to make sure we wish everybody a very, very happy 4th of July. And we will also mention that the call goes on, and Lenny will be at the helm, and he will guide this fine JC Tonic ship to a new height, to a new destination, and he's going to make sure that it doesn't crash into a glacier somewhere. Lenny,
hey, Anthony, I got to share this with everyone because I think it's pretty good. because of Christy's testimonial, I was able to talk to someone who has skin problems, and she was complaining, how hard it is to find good products. So I let her listen to Christy's testimonial because it's recorded. Yeah, you sent out an email and, that's Christy's story. So I clicked on it. She listened to it and she goes, "Where do I get my bottle?"
Oh, look at that. Wow.
See how easy that was? I didn't do all the talking. I just clicked on the link to hear Christy's story of Helena, and voila.
And Lenny, normally when you hear people telling stories about a product, they just get to the quick. They just get to the main part. But I found that Christy went into all the ups and downs of what women go through, and to me that certainly resonates with. Probably resonated with that person you had listened to it, because she's thinking, heck, that's exactly what happened to me.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
By the way, Christy gets a free bottle of whatever because she was on the call, a free bottle of JC Tonic or free Helena, whatever she likes. So everybody on the call, if you come on the call and share your story, this is hardly a big payment to have you come and do it. It's just a little gratitude that we show to help out. And if you can give that free bottle to someone to get them started, boy, talk about pay it forward. So Lenny, we need one business tip from you.
Okay, here it is. Be patient. It's almost impossible to get someone on the first try. So don't give up. Even the second try, third try. All week I've been talking to different ones, and some are finally agreeing. One in particular, I think I've been talking to him for at least 3 years.
Wow.
And finally, because I see him a lot, and he was amazed that I had so much energy and I'm still thin and I have muscles and so forth at 60. And he's like, okay, he goes, I need you to give me some tips on how to get in shape like you are. So I told him a few exercises, but I said, your metabolism slows down as you get older. And he goes, yeah, that's true. I said, well, I've been drinking the tonic for a long time, and if you understand the tonic a little bit, it keeps your systems running properly. So my adrenals and all those things are working. So I say a lot has to do with the tonic. And he's like, oh, all right, I'm going to try it. So yeah, you never give up.
Imagine 3 years, Lenny. Most people give up long before that. And folks, it's not that you call the person every week and bother them for a year, but keep them in mind. And whenever you have the opportunity, as Lenny just mentioned, you meet up and give them another little positive thing that happened. Eventually, people do break down because they're getting more and more unhealthy as they get older. So just keep at it. But the first thing is, let's talk to more people. That's the first thing. And more
That's
people
true,
means
Anthony.
every single...
I just want to get in there real quick because I don't just talk to one person. I mean, I talk to several throughout the time. And then it just happens that some will say yes eventually. But if you talk to enough people, you'll have ones coming in. I hope everybody understands that. So it's not like I talk to one person, I got a customer. No, I talk to several people, and then a customer comes out of it, or somebody who wants to try it. So that's how I've been doing it for many years, and it works.
Well, I was trying to get to the fact that there are many, many people who do not talk to anybody about it, as if as if maybe they're shy to talk to them, or they're not sure what to say, or maybe they don't want to let the person know that they suffered of a certain thing. I mean, there may be a whole host of reasons, and I'm just trying to get everyone to, that old saying, pay it forward. Help somebody, help thy neighbor. Everybody is withering away with all these health issues. That us on the JC Tonic could be so helpful to that person. So simply, maybe they don't know how to approach it, and I think we've repeated many, many times now recently, just find out what their health issue is and go from there. So there is the business tip, folks, for those of you who want to do the business. But it's not just the business tip. It's for everybody who wants to share it. Just be patient. But this new thing that we're going to do and be able to send to your mobile phone that you can just let them listen to right there, holy smokes. Get your mobile numbers into us. Tell us what the health issue, ask your neighbor what's the health issue he suffers of, and we'll send that one to your phone. You can go right over and say, hey, listen to this. Believe me, when you get started, not only will it be so helpful for all these folks out there, but it'll be fun for you. And look, we don't talk about it enough, but you can drink for free because you get a bunch of customers on an ongoing basis. You have enough income coming in that you never pay for yours again. Lenny's never paid for his. Our pal Betty up in Canada's never paid for hers. Most of our ambassadors don't pay for theirs. They make sufficiently that they drink free. So come on, jump on in. Drink free. Okay, folks. Lenny, anything else before we wrap?
No, but I am excited for next Sunday. So please invite some of your family, friends. Or,
come back, folks, next Sunday. Lenny's going to work all week to have a great surprise for you.
We'll go out with a bang.
Go out with a bang. That's right, like a firecracker. All righty, thanks for jumping in, Lenny. Folks, thank you for being here. Remember all what I asked you to do. Let's get this organized and get some action and move on forward into this wonderful, nice summer coming up. So have a great, great rest of the evening, a great week ahead of you. And don't forget, with the JC Tonic, if you take an ounce, you'll feel the bounce.
Feel the bounce.
Good night for now.
Good night, everyone. Ruthie
night.
Neal, I'm back.
I'm back. All right, Ruthie.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Come back next week and have a hoedown with Lenny.
I sure will. I have a lot to tell you guys.
All right, we're waiting.
I just got back from 8 days of work, a private duty, and it was awesome.
All right. I hope you got them drinking the tonic.
Well, she's going to be on after I clean her house with that 4-bedroom, 4-bath.
Clean the body, clean the house. All righty, Ruthie. So everybody have a great one, and good night, and see you next week.
Jurak Classic Whole Body Tonic is a dietary supplement, not a drug. Therefore, it is useful to affect the structure and/or function of your body in various ways, but it is not intended to and will not cure, mitigate, treat, or prevent any disease. Individual testimonials may not be everyone's experience and do not constitute scientific evidence. Jurak Corporation does not make any drug or treatment claims for its product.